On February 6th, Monica Kelsey of Safe Haven Baby Box took to TikTok as usual, this time to criticize the association of adoption with Safe Haven. It's important to note that traditional safe haven organizations encourage adoption, not surrender. Monica Kelsey does not like that. Her model is strings-free babies in boxes with no personal contact and no chance of reunification. Unlike surrenders in boxes, most adoptions are open, in which the mom and baby keep a connection. Even in closed adoption, there is a record that can allow for future reunification. Monica Kelsey fails to note that she is trying to take control in a network of placements of boxed babies. Kelsey also fails to mention her business practices of press attention to block reunification, tracking babies and using them for fundraising, aligning to crisis pregnancy centers to allow coaching of babies into boxes that ends parental rights, and encouraging at-home birth, etc. Kelsey also fails to mention her own board member and hotline coordinator, Pam Stencil. Stencil is an abstinence advocate who looks down on women with unplanned pregnancy and who is aligned to a crisis pregnancy center. Stencil is a proponent of moving babies from bad moms to good moms. Now, let's watch Miss Kelsey's February 6th TikTok video. After that, there will be a video of her talking about trying to take control of the process around surrendered babies.
Am I overreacting? Because I think it's a conflict of interest if you're a safe haven organization advocating for babies to go through adoption agencies once they're surrendered, and you have adoptive agency personnel on your staff and on your board of directors. And this really concerns me because we don't have any adoption personnel or board members, anybody that deals with adoption. We do not have them on our staff. And you heard it from me first. We do not, nor do I want them on my staff. And there's a reason for that, because we run a 24-hour hotline. And it would be really easy for me to have somebody on my board of directors that runs an adoption agency that every parent that wants to place for adoption, I just have them handle the adoption. And in the meantime, they throw me a little kickback. To me, this is a conflict of interest when they work for a safe haven organization. And maybe I'm just making a mountain out of a molehill. I don't know. But it almost, I don't know. Maybe you guys help me out here. Is it trafficking infants if someone calls me and wants to surrender under the safe haven law and I talk them into an adoption plan, and then I get my friend who's on my board of directors to handle the adoption for $60,000? Is that trafficking? I don't know. But anyways, the National Safe Haven Alliance and Saving Abandoned Babies and A Safe Haven for Newborns has adoption agency personnel on their staff and on their board of directors. And they are out there advocating for bills in multiple states wanting babies not to go through DCS, but to go through a private adoption agency and let them handle the adoption. And I got to say, I'm in support of that. Don't get me wrong. I'm in support of that. But I also think there should be a cap. So an adoption agency, like the one that's on the National Safe Haven Alliance's board of directors, and you can go to their website and look at their members and find out exactly what I'm saying. But do we want them handling the adoptions when a woman calls our hotline and wants to place for adoption, and we just shoot everyone to the person that works for our board? I don't know. Maybe I'm overreacting with this. But I'd love to know your thoughts. And also, why are these organizations against putting a cap on adoptions for safe haven newborns? I mean, we want to put a cap of $10,000 for any adoption that's handled by a private adoption agency, if it's a safe haven baby, and they're against it. Why would they be against that? I mean, or do we really know why they're against it? Anyways, I'd love to know your thoughts.
In a July 11th, 2022 Beyond the Box webcast, Monica Kelsey advocated for people aligned to Safe Haven Baby Box taking control of the placement of babies that are put in boxes. Let's watch that video clip.
but the majority of states do go through the Department of Child Services. Now, I can tell you that we are trying to pull safe haven babies out of DCS custody and get them with their forever families faster. We don't, I guess when I say we, I don't mean me in our organization. I mean us as a community is trying to eliminate the burden on the Department of Child Services. And not that our babies are a burden, but our babies are non-reunification, and DCS is all about reunification. And so we want to make sure that the babies that are going into their care, that they can kind of specialize in that, and the babies that we're getting are not.
So, as Kelsey attacks traditional safe haven organizations that typically promote traditional adoption over safe haven abandonment, she is trying to take control of babies in boxes and route them through her own network. There are many questions about her statements from July 11th, 2022. Who is the community that she wants to collect and distribute boxed babies outside of the Department of Child Services? Do we really want no checks and balances on her in 100% control of these babies? And why is she against reunification when 20 to 30% of moms request reunification? Kelsey is at best an odd person. She will say anything, do anything, attack anyone, all to advance a model to exploit marginalized women to get their babies into impersonal boxes. We in the pro-life movement can do better than Monica Kelsey.
When God has purpose for you to do something significant, expect the enemy to send out his special forces. That might be why your life has been so hard. Not because God is not with you, but maybe God is so distinctively with you. Maybe his plan for your life is so intimidating and threatening to the devil that there's no way he's going to let you ascend to your purpose without an attack.
Please don't be a bitch to me, because then I have to be a bitch back. And I am so much better at it than you are.